I need you to stop venting about your problems to your friends and your family because it isn't helping. It's not helping you, it's not helping the situation, it's not helping your husband to change, it's not helping your relationship to heal. Why? Because essentially you're not even seeking advice, you're really just seeking validation from these people. The reason why you keep going back and speaking badly and negatively about your situation is because they validate you. They tell you what you want to hear. They don't challenge you. They don't challenge you to think higher. This is what you're teaching and telling yourself is normal. Instead of seeking wise counsel, you're seeking the opinions of people who are speaking from places of brokenness. And then you wonder why your relationship is still the same, if not worse. If not worse. So you want change. You want your husband to change. You want your husband to heal. You want your husband to stop doing this. You want your husband to stop doing that. You want your husband to take you seriously. You want your husband to take you out. You want your husband to show you love and affection. You want your husband to put more effort in the relationship. But you're not seeing that because you're using your words that should be speaking life into your relationship to speak death, to speak destruction. There's a word in the Bible that says, a wise woman builds up her house, but a foolish one breaks it down with her bare hands. I'll put in the correct scripture. I used to think that venting and talking about my relationship problems was helping me. The problems that I wanted to change got worse until one day God checked me and told me to zip it. If I have a problem, I take it up with God or with the people that I know have the wisdom that I need for my situation. If it is not God, it is someone who is qualified. It is someone who is able to give me wise counsel. Why? Because I do not want to see the same dynamic play out in my relationship. I want to see healing. I wanted to see change in my house. I wanted to see transformation in my house. But I couldn't get that if I continued to seek validation rather than wise counsel. And you've got to do the same. You've got to decide. Do you want to keep seeking validation from people by venting out your problems to your family and friends? Or do you actually want to see change in that relationship? Unless you're happy to see everything fall apart, unless you're happy to maybe become a single mom, nothing wrong with women that have had unfortunate situations where they've had to become single parents. But if there are things that you can work on, and even if you were to become one, there is still internal work that needs to happen so that you don't repeat the same cycles in a new relationship. Because if you don't learn how to zip, how can you expect yourself to sustain or maintain a healthy relationship when you're using your words to speak death into everything, every man that you get into a relationship with? I was inviting opinion from people that had no business speaking into my relationship. It's very simple. Look at the fruits. Look at what their life looks like. Are they happy? Are they blessed? And if the answer is no, then something's wrong. And we got to start looking for wisdom, seeking wisdom and not validation. Because that's what's going to produce change. That's what's going to transform your household and not keep you stuck repeating the same cycles. Change came when God checked me and let me know that I needed to zip my mouth, take it up with Him, or someone who is wise enough to give me good counsel. If it was none of those people, those two persons that I've mentioned, cut it out. I have no business speaking on my relationship with anyone else. When I stopped venting about my problems to everyone, my friends, my family, I started to hear God clearly about the problems that I was facing. He began to reveal to me His promises for my marriage. He led me to people who are able to give me good counsel. and not opinion, and not project their own insecurities into my situation. I realized that I needed discipline, alignment with the truth of God. I needed to surround myself with wise people. And here's another thing. Every time you talk about your situation or your problems to your friends and family, you're showing your hand to the enemy. You're letting the enemy know that, hey, she's still hurt here. Like, if I can continue to just press her in that area, she's gonna crack. And the enemy wants you to crack. Because if you're a mom as well as a wife, if he can get you to crack, if he can get you to feel burnt out, resentful towards your husband, guess where that those negative emotions are heading towards? They're heading towards your kids. They're heading towards your workplace. Because internally, you are allowing the enemy to still run amok around you. Because you keep showing him that you are not healed. You're not allowing God to heal that area. You're not allowing God to place people of wise counsel in your circle, in your proximity. You've made a decision by continuing to vent, to talk about your problems to your friends, to your family. You have ultimately made a decision that you're happy, that this is the relationship that you want, this is the dynamic that you want, that the transformation that you're crying for, you actually don't want it enough. You want the chaos, because that's what you keep feeding yourself, that's what you keep feeding your mind, the chaos. Every time you keep repeating the same story over and over again to your friends and family, you're repeating it, you're telling your brain, this is normal. Chaos is normal. Dysfunction is normal. Disconnect is normal. Lack of intimacy is normal. When are you going to challenge your brain to think differently? When you start aligning yourself, when you start surrounding yourself with people who are wise enough to give you good counsel and not opinion. Healing always starts with you. The transformation that you desire in your relationship, you have the keys for that. You have the keys to transform your relationship. But it starts with you. It starts with discipline. It starts with seeking God, seeking His counsel. It starts with surrounding yourself with good people. If you can't do that, don't expect anything to change in your circumstance. You basically have signed the deal, signed the papers and said, this is it. This is my life. This is what I want. This is what I love. This is what I'm comfortable with. And I don't want anything more than this. Anyways, without further ado, I'll see you next time.